January. Okay, and 1st January 2024, and we have so many things came into this pipeline. I thought to have a special session for this career counseling. The reason why it is required, because multiple people have multiple what we call the dream set related to the job. Okay, and this is actually is going to be a fruitful session. It will be one hour session. It is going to be seen. Okay, and that session you might be enjoying it complete, whatever we will be seeing it as of now. Okay, so there are many things which we are going to discuss today. I just started it on. Okay, I think my screen is visible. What page? How to become DevOps engineer in 2024? That is visible for everyone, right?
Yes,
That
sir.
Yes, sir.
screen is visible. Okay, and thank you so much for joining on a short notice. We are keep joining. Okay, so yeah, so I have prepared the complete. This is a notebook as of now. I will put every of the small things to discuss what all things I have prepared. This is not going to be on high level today. This is completely on something which is we are going to discuss on the full-fledged for the 2 month target plan. Whoever is actually looking for a change, right? Why there is a need to discuss this? Why there was a need happened actually to discuss this thing? Anyhow, within a class scenarios, whenever we uh, like practice and when we talk in the class, we did not get that much of time like to like okay, what exactly required. Those people who are comfortable, they can enable their camera. It's completely not an issue. And if it is your wish, if you want to open, let's make it more interactive. But it's a career counseling session, so you should be having sorry, you should be having your uh, open questions. Okay, that is the thing. Fine. So now related to this, how to become a DevOps engineer in 2024, there are a number set of things are available. Number of things available over there. Like we have a big curriculum, right? Big curriculum where you have from the beginning to end till going. So does it mean I have to learn everything, or does it mean I have to go with small part of area which I really needed? Okay, so that major thing we are going to discuss today. If you are actually targeting DevOps, right? Another important reason why there is a need of a career concentration today, why it is important, because we are somehow going to be into the coming months. Multiple reports are already have been came where that people are actually if you have noticed the news, there will be some growth of job cycle will be there. If you have read about Times of India, Economic Times, if you have read about the news, there will be some growth will be going to be seen in this particular scenario. So the opportunity, if it is less or more, it doesn't matter. It matter like how much things you are ready with your end. That is going to be important in this particular scenario. Very important for you as of now. It is applicable for the people who are fresher, applicable for the people who are experienced, right? There are three sections we are going to talk about today. Majorly three sections, what all is required with this session. Very important things what we are going to be like discuss. And in these three sections, what exactly it is going to be happen? One, with the result of your cloud areas, what all clouds we are going to cover it. Apart from them, what all the configurations we are going to do it. So that kind of thing we are going to discuss is. Apart from that, the containerization, which is the next goal of our this 2024. So I have listed some five or six total skills which you should target for 2024 itself, right? What exactly means these are the upper ladder towards the your DevOps journey. And we are going to talk about into the last of the session when we are going to complete it and what all you should be targeted. So the people who are completely fresher, for them, you have to work completely on your first communication part. Must you have, you should be having that confidence should be over there that okay, whatever you are going to present, that should be accurate. Okay, another part that once we have met with some of the people who are very good in communication. Like the way they talk, the way they express their views, it is very truthful. But sometimes what happened, when it comes to technical part, they got confused. Okay, they are not able to provide the right set of answer when it is actually needed. If someone is asking, okay, that okay, how whatever for the technical portion, they like communication was as of now they are good, right? So they can what happen, they can able to tell something, but that is not the accurate, right? So that is the main thing now we are going to discuss now. Now, in this particular area, for example, how to become DevOps engineer in 2024. So we are not going to talk anything into the high level, everything into the detail. We are going to talk about like how you can prepare your subset. As I already have shown you the list of items in my bucket today, that okay, what all things we are going to talk it about, and I will go and type it one by one what all things is required. Fine. So basically, if you are seeing my word screen, okay, the first word screen, okay, which is actually required. So first question should be your mind that why actually I am learning DevOps. I hope this is the first question you should be in your mind. Okay, this is the first question should be in your mind, that why actually are learning DevOps. Okay, I hope the people who are from the first camera, second camera, everyone is able to see me properly. There is no audio issues. Fine. So what exactly it is happening? First question you should be in your mind, that what and why actually you are learning DevOps. First part, that okay, it is something I have a phobia of the coding. That is the first. Generally, people prefer that okay, I don't want to do code, and that is the one options I'm seeking. Second part, that okay, I'm quite interested into the cloud technologies, because that is also going to be famous in coming years of coming 5 years. If I talk about cloud services and microservices, you can read any report of the upcoming sessions of upcoming of any good like portfolios and page. You will find that many of the people are clearly mentioning that cloud technology is going to be one of the top vendors. And when I say microservices, then again it will be Docker and Kubernetes, your container orchestration that is going to be happening. Now another question is what and why I actually want to learn DevOps. The reason why I want to learn DevOps, because I'm the individual who actually having a good exposure towards learning multiple tools. Multiple tools. That is the first point you should be having in your mind. Okay. Second point, that I'm someone who have a good understanding or will gain some understanding towards cloud technology. Okay. Third part, I don't want to be stuck into the monolithic architecture. I want to move it toward the microservices architecture. That is basically my Docker as well as the Kubernetes. Right. Another important part, that if I'm going more into this journey, if I'm going more into this journey, what is going to happen? I will be learning some programming language, and there are very good programming language available into the market. That is Python, Golang, and Ruby. But I will tell you which specific language you should target it. So the market coverage is there. Now this is the first point. Okay. Now second point is the operating system. Second point is your operating system. Okay. We all know and we all understand that okay, one of the operating system what we have available is Windows. Pretty much fine, right? We know high level we know. And we also know that okay, we need to learn Linux. But how much Linux we need to learn, that is actually important. Okay. So with respect to your interview preparation strategy, with respect to your interview preparation strategy, what exactly you need to do for this particular session, you need to learn like how you can create the files first part. As a fresher, how you can create a file, how you can write like okay, what all the firewalls you need to do it, or how you can install the packages, okay, and what all components related to like the permissions part, how you can define it, okay, as well as like okay, for example, if I want to debug, troubleshoot, what all troubleshoot I need to do it. For example, I need to understand the logging mechanism. Always remember, whatever the logging mechanism, it should be there, it should be clearly understandable. So your Linux should be up to head. How this Linux is going to be improved now in your case? For example, you are doing some product development, or you are doing some installation or configuration, right? There is one product you have installed it. So in that particular scenario, what exactly you are going to perform it, you need to have an understanding if something is going fail. For example, if I have noticed an error, okay, that okay, you have database installed. Fine. This is one of the practical scenario. If database got it, so what is your next approach? You should be start understanding, reading the log from this system. Until and unless you are not understanding what exactly happening on your system, that is not going to be happen, right? So you should be having the full front a view related to the Linux. So once you understand the basic part, when I say basic part, like you should be knowing it how to use cat command, you should be knowing it how to use nano command, you should be knowing it how to use vi command, you should be knowing it how to use the touch command, you should be knowing it how to run mv command, you should be knowing it how to run cp command. Very general commands I'm talking about. There is nothing bigger I'm talking. You should be understanding wget command, you should be understanding the tar command, okay, and you should be understanding the scp command wherever you need to copy the file. So this is, I'm talking about the few commands which you can use it for your daily purposes. When I say daily purposes, it means every time you need to have some idea on this particular Linux practice. Every day, whatever you do, you can put it over there. So that way you can prepare for the Linux interview question. Now, Linux having few more questions will be available there. Okay, what exactly Linux architecture, how it is different from the Windows, and how all these components are actually making sense for you in usage of Linux. Why Linux is preferable over the Windows, that also you can do it. So small part you have to divide it, and that way your learning of Linux will go on. Fine. This is second into the list. First part, what and why. Second is how Linux you need to learn and what strategy you need to use it. Fine. Then one more is there. You need to, going forward, you need to understand some concept of shell command also. Shell command. Okay. Shell commands also you need to understand it, because shell command is something which is going to be upper into the ladder. Okay, shell commands, like for example, you're finding something is very like what we say, very manual process. Every day you are doing, going and creating it. Every day you are doing something related to common aspects you are doing it, right? In that particular scenario, what you are doing it is looking common. If you're having a good understanding with the shell commands or shell architecture, what you can able to do it, you can able to write your own script with this area. For example, I have talked about one day in one of the sessions also, where we can, like for example, I want to create a user, multiple users I want to create. Every time I go and write a script, user add Ranjit, user group, that the same thing I am doing. How many times if I have to do multiple boxes, again and again I have to repeat. So in that particular scenario, why I can't write a script only which can create that users and group in a single shot form, right? In a single shot, I can create the complete common formulation. It is applicable, mostly applicable for the people who are experienced, people who are already in a Java background, who are already in a testing background, who are coming from manual testing, who are coming from the functional background, who are coming from technical development background also, and who are coming from like 7 or 12 years of range of experience. You should be having a good understanding shell command. For example, think of a scenario from the cloud prospectus. Think of. Let's take a Azure scenario, Azure cloud. For example, you want to deploy some configuration, okay, into the Azure. Azure simply say that, okay, this is a Windows compatibility support cloud, right? Windows compatibility support cloud it is. In that way, your shell script will be the, or your PowerShell script will become the most helpful tool for you. Because over there only, you can write a logic that, okay, if I want to go to cloud, I can touch it. I can create a EC2 instances. I can create a storage groups over there. I can create an event hubs over there. I can create a networking subset over there. How these all things is happening. Every time your code won't do when you are going into the cloud. There are few other things also come into the picture when you jump in over the cloud. Okay. So now, as per your learning for Linux, you should be having Linux base understanding, some part of shell understanding, and some part of base command, a general command, whatever you want to do it on that area you have to cover. So this is about the Linux. Okay. Now, another into this one, very important as part of your this curriculum, that is your virtualization. Okay, that is your virtualization. I think I have talked multiple times about virtualization, where you need to have, see, as of now, whenever you are talking about the clouds, when you are deploying virtual machines, I have like talked multiple times why virtualization is actually important, because there are so many subsets you have to perform in this area, that okay, how this thing happening into backend. You have deployed a VM, you have deployed a virtual machines, you have configured it from AWS Azure. But what is the backend? That backend you need to understand it. Like, okay, there is some storage is available on the VM, where on top of it, I'm uploading an operating system, and that hardware actually getting turned into the software. That is your virtualization concept. multiple kind of a questions you are going to get during the time of your virtualization concept. Multiple time. It is common with the virtualization. It is common with the networking. For sure, you are going to get the question on this, and they can go beyond in detail. There will be no limitation. It's going to be happen. It should be the multiple things will be going to be happen in the virtualization. So what you need to do, you need to understand one by one that okay, how this IF config network you are getting, how IP you are getting it, right? How if I am putting something on storage, for example, why my laptop is not a virtualization concept, how cloud become virtualization, how VMware is become virtualization, how Oracle VMbox is become virtualization, how these things actually giving me something that okay, using my third party tool I can able to access it, right? Using just third party tool I am able to access this complete component. So this is happening because you are actually getting into the virtualization part where you are seeing several components. That way you are going it. So your learning should be again onto the virtualization layer also, right? And again understand that okay, how this virtualization is going to be helping in the interview prospect, right? So this is the third into the list which you have to plan for the roadmap of 2024. Now the next part, I think I already covered shell scripting, which is already there, so you have already noted down. So next further thing is your git part, git versioning. Okay, git and git versioning, this is again one of the important. You are either in any role as of now, either you are in a developer, either you are a QA, either you are a technical manager, product manager, anyone who is into this kind of a role, they are actually doing this understanding with the Git part. See, again, there is a practice, there is a subset you need to understand. It is not required that everything you should be knowing it. No one can know it. It is very difficult for each person, right? So basically, what is happening? You should be break into the piece. Okay, what I need to learn it, what not I need to learn it. On that area, you have to divide it. If I'll say Git versioning also, so what exactly I'm going to happen it like okay, some subset like okay, how Git work, how Git push work, how Git pull work. These all way you are going to do it and make small projects. Okay, like do something push over there, some pull over there, and on that basis you are going to deploy this complete configuration in your system. This is also one of the another approach to learn. I'm giving you a complete subset how you need to proceed for coming 2 months. If you are targeted for 2 months preparing the job interview, so this is only you have to follow for cracking the interview in coming 2 months. When the job is available, you should be having the at least you are ready from the skill set. There is no second call. Okay. Now, now third part, which is fourth part, which we are going to talk about CI/CD pipe. Okay, there are multiple tools available into the market, right? Free tool we have Jenkins. Okay. Apart from them, there are few more tools are there. Paid is there, Hudson is there. But in a job portfolio, if you see, or in a Naukri portfolio or Insta Hire or wherever the job platforms or LinkedIn is there, the mainly part you are asking for the CI/CD part. Why CI/CD is becoming so much important nowadays? Because you have to develop a pipeline. See, building a project is different, creating a pipeline is different. Why pipeline is becoming so much popular? Though it is just creating a build a project, right? The reason why it is happening because you need to write the staging into the pipeline. Okay, you need to write a staging using the Groovy script, and there actually your logic is going to be happen, right? How that logic is happening? For an example, you are someone who is already integrated, Git is already there, right? And for example, sample project, what it is doing, you are going into the sample project, created, okay, Ranjit first project, and then you have configured. That is the one simple scenario. But do you really think that simple scenario actually making the sense? If I have someone who have multiple project associated, obviously no, right? So I have to write the complete structure, end-to-end complete structure into my code base that okay, what all I have to deploy, okay, what all I have to run, and you need to write it. Okay, first you go to this area, first you need to do it this area, and that way you are going to do it. Another part also. For an example, if you are someone who is actually want to test it, who want to develop it, who want to run this particular scenario, so you need different sections. First part, your Git part, where your Git is configured. Second part, how you are going to pick the code. You need IntelliJ, Visual Studio, must. You need to be must having this understanding now. The people who are already the experienced back, you should be having must understanding how these all components are working it. Okay. Third part, you should be understanding how this Git is configured with your Jenkins. Fourth part, how this code is traveling from Sonar Cube, 3V scan, or different type of scanners when I am going to run it. So one by one, you need to understand the pipeline, and pipeline can be run on multiple builds. It can be your normal feature build, it can be your main build, it can be your production build. So on complete build, you need to understand this whole infrastructure. After developer, the second task comes to the DevOps only, who is actually knowing the whole cluster itself. And you need to understand how your cloud is going to integrate further onto the on this particular development life cycle. That is the reason I told SDLC life cycle is one of the important for you to proceed further. So another topic which is you have to consider for you this is CI/CD pipeline. Break into the parties. No one is going to ask you what is Jenkins. Everyone is going to ask you how this Groovy CD is going to be worked. How how you have created a pipeline, how you have handled multiple projects, how you have configured from the cloud. So that way you need to design this whole infrastructure. That is one part. Okay. So now another into this one is the build language. Build language. Okay. So we have multiple build language, right? We have understand Maven is there, Ant is there, Gradle is there. The most questions with respect to the build language, what we are going to get it, that is mostly on the Maven side. Most of the organizations still in Maven only. They are not on Gradle as of now. So mostly on Maven only they are doing it. But how to prepare for this one? There are some set of questions. You don't need to go again in detail. The questions, whatever you are going to get into the interview, few set will be the definition and few set will be on your practical implementation, how you have made it. So in that particular scenario, what exactly you need to do it? You need to understand like, okay, how Maven framework is actually doing, how you can develop a product, how you can create a project completely. On that basis, you have going to be define it with this area. Fine. This is the one component you have to do it. Fine. Then after that, there is the next topic you can use it. That is the configuration management. Configuration management. Basically, this is also one of the important topic as per your DevOps curriculum. Configuration manager, think of a scenario. For example, you have multiple cluster and you are there working as an DevOps admin or someone who is a DevOps guy. Okay. Now, what exactly happened within configuration management? There are like thousands of clusters of them. Thousands of clusters is over there, and these all thousands of clusters. What is exactly is happening? That in this cluster you need to manage it. Okay, I don't want to go again and again go to sudo su log into this one or SSH. I don't want it. So in that particular scenario, what you need to do it, you need to have an understanding with respect to the technology called Ansible. Okay, Ansible, one of the important technology for managing the number of hosts which is available over there. I'm not considering over here, which is less asked question. I'm not going to consider chef over here. That is good to learn. But must to learn, I will be segregate in this way. So Ansible, what you need to learn over there, you need to learn about ad hoc command. Okay. What all ad hoc commands are there? On that basis, you are going to learn it. And these commands you have to use it for the implementation with your DevOps site. Right? Then after that, after configuration management, there is another topic which is important, that is the infrastructure management. Infrastructure management. See, infrastructure management can be done by two ways. It can be approachable by two ways. One is your the the CFT part. Okay, CFT part. But I'll talk later CFT part. As of now, I'll talk it about on Terraform. This is the infrastructure management. As of now, you are seeing that everything is going rapidly increasing, right? Rapidly increasing means everything is going so much faster that every individual companies want this thing to be on the top of their lid. All right, they don't want to do again manual tasks, go create EC2 instances from the UI. So what next step? As part of DevOps, the next step you have in your curriculum should be must to have understanding of Terraform, because it will at least help you to think of a logic that okay, how you can write and deploy an EC2 instances, how you can deploy a VPC, how you can do a configuration. So in that particular scenario, everything should be go smoothly. Everything should go smoothly. So Terraform will help you to write modules. Okay. And that modules actually give you an option to deploy everything. And so many components, like for example, I want to deploy EC2, I can deploy it via Terraform. I want to deploy like storage, add a storage in there, I can do it. I want to configure it custom VPC, I can do it. I want to write a logic to configure the VPC in subnets, I can do it. I can add multiple public and private subnets. So many things you can do it from Terraform. That is the next goal for the people for coming 2024, that you should be having a mindset understanding learning into the Terraform, right? So this is the another list with respect to your component of infrastructure management. Now, after that, there is another thing which is you need to focus. I have filtered out all the topics which you need to target for the coming 2024 interviews. So you will be having the clear cut understanding that you don't need to switch over here and here. Try to stick to one few topics which you need to do it. Another important topic, Docker. One of the important topic is Docker. Okay. So Docker, why it is very important? Because every organization is moving from monolithic architecture to the the microservices architecture, right? So there it is actually moving it out. So in that particular scenario, what exactly you need to know? You need to understand how Docker file is actually getting created. Okay, there are some source of code will be available in an organization level. Everything will be on the same front, right? Everything will be on the same front, like okay, how you can deploy it, how you can configure it, that part you are going to do it. So that can Docker containerization work, Docker volume, how it is working it, how networking works in Docker. For example, you want to scan Docker images, how you are going to scan it, how you are going to, like for example, you have created an image for Docker. Now, how that image is securely free, how you are going to test it. So, how you are going to integrate with the Jenkins pipeline, and how that pipeline will look after creation of this one. If I don't have Jenkins Docker hub registry available, how I can reuse, like where I can push it on cloud, what all components are, does anything cloud offers me for the registry. So you need to like stick to the multiple areas. Like you need to look like how Docker images is different from the VM, normal VM. Then you should be knowing it. What is containers? Okay, what is containers or images? Precise. Then you need to understand what is volumes. Okay, what is volume? Then networking. You need to understand it. Then how image sizes is actually getting reduced. Okay, this also you need to understand. Fine. Multiple areas. These are just high level, high specific topics. There will be a questions will be around on this particular area. Fine. So this you have to target with respect to the Docker part. Okay. This you have to respect with the Docker part. Now another important topic into the same list is your Kubernetes. Very, very important topic with the respect to the people who are experienced. For them, it is very important topic. Why it is important? Because Kubernetes is getting used by multiple organizations in multiple forms. Definitely, when you have created images, you have created containers, you have created pods, definitely you need something to manage these pods, right? So in that particular scenario, you have to use the Kubernetes orchestration. How orchestration is different from Kubernetes, how this component you need to utilize is that also you need to understand it. So you also have to like you have to pick up the topics. So I have now picked up selected topics. I can count it on my finger only. Linux, shell scripting, Git, your Terraform, your Docker, your Kubernetes, Ansible. These only the selected topics you have to go into cover it. And I'll come to the cloud part. Till now, as of now, I'm talking about purely on the DevOps part, that these only you are going to learn it. And from Kubernetes, you need to understand that okay, how container is different from the container orchestration. This you need to look then. Okay. Then what is the difference between the container and pods? How this is going to be happen, and then how deployment in Cube actually going to be happen. So these all things you need to understand one by one. These all things you need to understand. Okay, how these all components are going to do it. Now there is few more things I have created it for you. Okay, so there is four more things I have created in this list. So that was the general list. Now come to the DevOps advanced list. Okay, what is DevOps advanced list, which you need to understand it now. So from the beginning, what we have going it, I hope people from the left and right is able to see. Now the what exactly the advanced list we have it. that we have CI/CD integration. CI/CD integration. This is will go into the advanced topic. It is not just creating a project and running it. There are multiple pipelines you have to create it. For example, in an organization, there are 100 of projects. Think of a scenario if you are the only team who is actually managing that DevOps, then how it is going to be happening. You need to write the scripting for all the products, and that is called as groovy scripting. Remember this word, groovy scripting. You are going to learn, right? You need to initialize this understanding also. Another one advanced is shell scripting. Once you have entered into the Linux part, you already now understanding few things. Then you have to be understanding shell scripting part. After that, what is next? You have monitoring. Monitoring. There is few interviews happened where people are getting asked for the monitoring part. You should be having good understanding on Node Explorer. Okay, few high level things you need to understand in this area. Node Explorer. Okay, then you should be knowing it something about Prometheus, and then you should be knowing it something on Grafana. Okay. Once I'll cover this all things, I will showcase you the project also, how projects will actually look when we do a deployment. Okay, then you will be see a DevSecOps project, complete deployment, how it is going to be looked at, and what all things we are going to cover into the project while deploying. And that will be the open source project. It will be available on my repo also, so you can do it, and it will be available sooner on the videos also, so you can use from the video. So you can just follow the steps and understand it, right? So this is one part, Grafana. And another one is Kubernetes-based project. Kubernetes-based project. It means with respect to only Kubernetes, the people who are experienced of 12 or 15 years of experience, which are there in the call, or 8 or 10 years, for them, Kubernetes is most important. Mark my words, every time any organization will get you this question. Fine. So this is some of the advanced topic for DevOps part. Now, what else advanced? Then in this one, there is advanced is cloud platform. Platform. And cloud platform, you have most of the vendors available there. The top vendor is AWS. Why AWS? Is because the market share is very high, because the job opening is very high. That is the reason is AWS is the top now. But now trend is getting quite changed. Now trend is getting quite changed, and we have seen high jobs into the Azure also. Okay, because of its Windows compatibility, because of its cost optimization. Few of the things is happening due to this. Azure is getting popular nowadays, and you need to start understanding how Azure also is getting popular. And then now GCP is also running into the picture. Apart from that, you might have heard or not, Heroku. This is also one cloud is going into the picture. You might have not heard about this word also. This is recent in some of the news. This cloud is going to be popular soon. So this is a cloud platform. You should be understanding the most related services, like around few of the high level services you need to understand. Maybe it is networking based, storage based, server based, everything you need to understand on the cloud part, and we need to break it into the chunks. Follow all the tutorials one by one, what is available on the YouTube also, so you can learn it, you can practice every day. So I'll cover most of the use cases we generally observe and see. Then the another one is Terraform Advanced. Terraform Advanced, like for example, once you understand basics, okay, how these things is working, how this component is going to be designed, how these all areas is looking up, after that you need to understand the Terraform Advanced, that you are going to do it. Just a general update, if in case this call is getting disconnected, please rejoin with the same link, because in the second part, we are going to discuss about the complete project structure, how the project is going to be looked at. So this is the first few areas what we have discussed about. Now I have categorized top 5 skill set, for upcoming target. Like for example, you have achieved everything till 2020, June 2024. Think of, I'm just taking a rough number. You have completed till June 2024. You have completed all this. Now, what next you can target? So the next target I have categorized. The first part, the most important one is your the Golang language. Very, very important. Important more than Python. Golang language as a DevOps individual. Golang language, you need to start building the understanding of this programming language. This is the top into the list after you are learning it. Once Golang language is done, after that you can, second skill you can target it for the Python language. Python language, which is actually helping you to building understanding and to make the things into the form of easy format. Okay, into the easy format, like okay, how you can combine it and how you can do some automation task on this one rather than going manual every time. You can build your Python projects with this one. After that, another one is important. It's your GitOps tools. Okay, it is also very famous going into the market that there are, these all are advanced components where everything is going around the market, where everything is going to be discussed. This is about the GitOps tools. Okay, and then another important one is your container and orchestration. Containers and orchestration means your Docker and Kubernetes. Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, that also you are going to do it, right? And after that, one more is going to be popular as we are moving towards the area of AI. So learn some concept on prompt engineering. Prompt. See, your learning should be go throughout the year. The reason why I'm adding, if you want to computer, okay, fine. So the next particular concept, what we are talking about, the AI learn some concept on the prompt engine. So this is also going, you might have seen few of the, so these are not like mandatorily that, okay, you really need to learn it, but in the beginning, you should start building up the understanding. Okay. So basically what I have talked about right now, I have talked about all the areas one by one, like what you need to do as part of your upcoming 2024 for the new year. I can say it as a resolution. I can say it as a, see, once you get an understanding for these things, first part, when you learn these many things in your curriculum, you will be different from the people who are available into the market. The reason why people may be experienced, but they might not be having a good experience. When I say good experience, it means yeah, they got a job, they are working, but they might be stuck on the same thing what they are doing from the decades, right? But you are someone who is having a good knowledge. You are someone who is upgrading yourself every day, and you are someone who is doing these tasks every individual in like day you are practicing it, right? And when you add this bucket, like for example, you started learning Python. After that, what will do? You will configure your Python with the GitHub. What will do after you start pushing the code into the GitHub? What will happen? Your repository is going to be created, right? In that particular scenario, what all things you are going to see, you will be building up a portfolio, complete portfolio into this part. Now let me show you something on the project area. Okay, now let me show you on the project area. I have developed that project, but I have deleted it due to some course is getting continuously accumulated to the cloud account. But let me show you something over here. So I hope my screen is visible on the part and it is visible clearly to everyone, right? Screen size, everything
Yes,
is
sir.
okay. So this is a
Yes, sir.
DevSecOps. Okay, fine. So this is a complete a DevSecOps project. Okay, I'm going to share this project sooner, and it will be available on the video on the videos also. So you can follow the complete step one by one. So this project is completely a DevSecOps project, and we have built up multiple projects with respect to the cloning of any kind of an OTT platform available into the cloud. It is a general one. So there are multiple videos, but you won't understand because there are so many things is available in this area. So you need to go one by one when we are going to deploy. So basically what this project is, it will complete your development, it will complete your security, it will complete your operations. These three things we are going to talk about in this complete project, whatever you are going to design it and develop it, right? So basically the first part, what we are going to do it, we will be having the deployment of multiple instances, which will be having Jenkins, SonarQube, and 3V. These are the few components in one box we are going to create it. And these boxes with T2 large, we are going to create it with 50 GB additional storage. It is much required. Okay, there will be some cost will come with respect to your cloud in this area. But if you want to learn it for this project, you have to do it because you will learn so many things. Okay, and then on the top of it, then you have further a monitoring where you will be having a node explorer, Grafana, and Prometheus. These three also you are going to do it. right? And then what we are going to do it, this is the complete subset of the different projects what we have available. You will be following everything. So as of now, I am preparing the documentation. As of now, documentation is not yet ready. This is a local copy which is available with me. Everything will be available on my GitHub and the YouTube. Both of the videos will be available, so you can follow from there. Each steps have been copied. Each steps have been copied in very accurate form. Okay, like one by one you need to go it. If you are doing anything wrong, just reroute to the video and you can able to understand it. So, and here I have written the pipeline. This way, actually, pipelines have to be written. This is the pipeline you have to create it in your Jenkins, whatever the project you are going to create it, right? Whatever the project you are going to create it, this way you have to write a pipeline. And as of now, you just use this pipeline for creation. Okay, whatever the creation I want, I will be showing you. On that basis, you need to deploy the project. Okay, and then the pipeline one will be there where you will be integrating with the GitHub with the code basis, everything you need to do it. Similarly, you need to do multiple pipelines creation. As of now, if you see, I have written the second pipeline also where the component is there. And tools I am using it JDK. Java will be there into this project and Node.js. These both of the programming language we are going to use it for this particular component. Okay, and this, if you see, this is the previous scans and scans also we are going to do it. Once this project built up, it happened, what you need to do it, you need to push the images to Docker. You need to push the images to Docker. So what you need to do it, you need to have your Docker account to be created, and all configuration we are going to do in Jenkins. You need to create multiple global credentials. You need to manage the Jenkins. You need to add your Docker. You need to add your shell. You need to add your the Prometheus. You need to add like multiple things you need to do with this project. This is like a detailed project which you need to do it. If you see over here, this is my repository available over the Docker Hub registry, Ranjit 1512. Even though if it is Docker Hub registry is not available, you can use any other registry also. You can use artifact registry, you can create it, right? Similarly, I have used for 3V. See, and then whatever I have done for Prometheus and all, it is, see, one thing, there is one mindset for the student that, okay, if I have installed the product, it means it is running. Actually, that is not the right way. That is not the right approach. The basic approach is that once you have configured everything, you need to integrate also, right? Then only your project will look. First project, you have to start from the source, then it will go in a pipeline. That is only the pipeline meant. Your local code, then your GitHub repository, local code pushing to GitHub, Jenkins, SonarQube, integration, Privy, your pipeline script. There are so many things is going to be happening. And this project will take you around 7 to 8 hours to build up. At least 7 to 8 hours. In a single shot, it is not going to be happen. You need to make a multiple sittings for completing of this whole project end to end when you are going to do it. Okay, and you need to follow one by one what all things have been done it, and you can, with this, you will having a complete hands-on experience how DevOps actually work, and you have multiple answers to tell. I bet on this, you will be having multiple answers. You won't feel also that you don't know DevOps and that level. And after that, see, there are multiple job roles within the market, but with this, you will learn cloud, you will learn the code-based structure, you will learn the Maven-based structure, and your mindset will become so much proactive that you will start understanding the programming language. And that is my end goal for you people to understand it. Once you understand programming language, you can able to build any project. You can able to build any project, and over here I will be sharing you the Docker file which I have created, and Docker file will be available into the GitHub, and with that only you are going to build the first image. Once first image is available, after that you are going to perform the next actions into this particular area. Okay, whatever the particular area. Then what further you are going to do it, you have to see, enter some of the scrap configurations. You have seen, you have to enter some scrap configuration. This is from the Prometheus part. You have to configure from the Prometheus itself where your Prometheus is running, and everything you need to do it. Multiple challenges you are going to see with this project, but you will be learning end to end. And then we are going to integrate Grafana, a good Grafana dashboard. There will be a question around what is Grafana, what is Matrix, how these all things are going to be done, what all components we are going to see. So these all things we are going to experience while you are going to develop the complete project. Okay. and everything you need to do it. Similarly, we will be creating some kind of HTML projects, HTML files. So these all way this complete 7 or 8 hour project you are going to build in your system, and that is the end goal for your DevOps learning. So what you covered Linux, you covered Git, you covered AWS Cloud, you covered Prometheus, you covered pipeline, you covered SonarQube, covered OS dependency, you covered 3V scan, you covered portfolios, multiple portfolios, and in that way you are going to do this complete configuration. And this is actually I was talking about the DevSecOps based projects, and that is how your journey is going to be further move towards the DevOps era. What we are going to see it, there is cloud services and microservices is going to be the top skill sets available into the coming 3-4 years with AI also. It is not saying that okay, if AI is coming it can take everything. It is not at all possible because the human use cases are completely different. It is not easy to track. I'll tell you the recent example. While I was checking something on the chat GPT, and I was checking for that, okay, how we can access this, uh, the uh, the the keys from AWS cloud, what all options. There are still the informations are older. There are no latest information. So that is the same map data which we have pushed it and using it. So it is not possible. May not be one company, maybe second company, maybe third company, but this way you can have to understand. So it's a quite big ocean. You need to understand one by one what all these things are doing it. So this is pretty much from my side. Okay, this is pretty much from like which I want to cover from the last from the last 1 hour. Now it's turn to you. We will open a window for the people who actually have a questions, who have something related to this DevOps area, this DevOps career as a career, or cloud or microservice, or who has someone experienced also. What's your thought or process? What's your question? You can go ahead and we can take few questions and take the answers, further answer. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Muthu here.
Go ahead, Muthu.
So my last season of the interview, maybe
Hmm.
to 1.5 years back.
Hmm.
So that time I attended the interview for cloud, AWS cloud.
Hmm.
Most of the time, the panel has asking not even start the basic questions directly. Oh, okay, open your share your system, and then
Hmm.
could you please design the system design of
Hmm.
YouTube or system
Hmm.
design of the Instagram.
Hmm.
So these are the questions earlier they used to do it. So if
Hmm.
we go to learn on that perspective,
Hmm.
so what are the things? What are the approach we can able to get those things?
Exactly. Good. Yeah, the reason why it is asking you these systems designs question, someone who are like experienced, like 10 to 12 years of experience. The first part is definitely they think of you as an architect or someone who is a top level technical person, right? So in that particular scenario, definitely you should be having a good knowledge on the OS networking side. You need to start understanding something on DSA side also, because for yours experience, definitely this is one of the important thing. And another important thing which you need to understand is that system design will be there. If you are targeting very good companies, if you are targeting even mid-level companies for today's time, for many organizations, if you go for Amazon also, I'm telling you, they will ask you the system design question. So there are some set of questions available there I will share that links also from Geeks or different ones. So where you will be finding the approaches that okay, how you can design this complete architecture with respect to the AWS or YouTube or whatever component they are asking, and how it is actually done. It can be, but they have not asked for Disney or so. Definitely, they would have asked that question also going forward, because they are using completely Docker and all that. Kubernetes. So you need to start building up OS networking knowledge as well as like system design, understanding concept, and some part on the DSA algorithms you need to understand. Then you can give the exact answer what exactly they are looking for. Fine.
Okay, and then one more thing. So
Hmm.
this is completely about that hardware. So
Hmm.
you very first you told that the virtualizations, no. So
Virtual.
if you go on virtualization, so if you go and make it a one simple standalone system for home or domestic purpose, so we will get the board and then RAM, a processor, a hard disk. We can assemble and then we can use to do it. But if we come to that DC, like data center or the virtualization part, while we design that time, we will use to do that storage like 100 GB or 1 TB. And then RAM is this much, 64 GB or 160 GB. We are choosing the RAM, and then CPU is one CPU, two CPU, like that we are choosing, right?
Right.
So how the actual part is there? So I went some DC and controller centers, and then
Okay.
I see the racks for the switches. I have and then tape. Those things I have seen. Even the storage is hard disk also I have seen. But how the CPU box, if anything, only the lot of CPUs has been clubbed in one hub, or how it's
Okay.
physically it will be.
Okay, I'll tell you. See, this is actually more over a networking question. So basically, I'll just give it an
Okay.
answer on high level. So with respect to virtualization, when it is talked about, so what will happen? There is, for example, servers are getting associated into your multiple labs. Okay, multiple labs is actually available over there, and multiple racks available. Racks is basically for your data storage. That what you need to understand it. It can be in the form of racks. It can be in the form of drives, which can pull and pull out. Both of the way it can be
Pull
do.
up.
Yeah, so that is your hardware, first part. Can you mute yourself, meantime, when because it is getting echo? So what is happening in that particular scenario that you need to get the data at that part. Similarly, what is CPU is actually configured. CPU is also configured in the downside over there into the hardware because it is not possible and it is clubbed actually. It is clubbed. It is not single, single, single. If it is single, 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 think of how many hardware you need to put in over there. So that is completely not possible. It is completely into the single club available over there. And on that top of it, we are running a virtualization concept, which is actually taken care by VMware. You won't be hit that as of now. Yeah, you have asked that question. That is pretty much good. But as a normal or software or developer or R&D engineer, we are not going to hit this one. This is actually for the people who are completely into the networking. Like for example, I recently met one guy from Cisco. So they are actually doing this one. So they are actually talking this mechanism that okay, they have maintained complete slacks of CPU. On top of it, there is a RAM is available. On top of there is a storage there, and this has completely make it as a virtualization, which is a software which you are able to access. So that way it is actually going in this area, and it will be in a club form. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for it.
What next? Next, anyone from the fresher
So
front?
like
Hmm.
if we know all these tools of DevOps, so what type of job role we can find, sir? Like you told, site reliability engineer,
Hmm.
like DevOps engineer is there,
Hmm.
Kubernetes engineer is there. If that is just a Kubernetes profile there, so
Hmm.
like what profile we can apply for that? Like in the
The,
job description we can find that, but
the job role, I have stated many times in multiple places also that the job role what you are going to get it, even Google also. If you search for Google Careers platform also, they also give it as a site reliability engineer. This is the job role you will be getting it. Some people, some organizations say it as DevOps developer also, and some organizations say it as DevOps also, only DevOps admin also. That so these kind of job roles you are going to do it. Basically, your search, how your search is going to work into the Naukri portfolio. Your headline should be site reliability engineer, and your keyword should be all the tools: AWS, the Linux, Git, or whatever the tools you have, Ansible, Jenkins, and all that you are going to do it. And on that basis, you have to search the what we call jobs with respect to the novel. So the designation will be site reliability engineer. This is the designation you are going to get it. Even though AWS clouds also you will be having, so cloud base can also you can apply. That is also not an issue. Fine.
okay, sir. Thank you.
One more thing, you told that storage engineers also, right?
Storage.
Site reliability.
Storage engineer, site
Okay.
reliability as well, storage engineers
Storage.
also.
Yeah, there is an industry actually that there is an industry storage domain. Okay, if you can read about the companies such as like Delhi MC and then the HP organizations. These are actually these are enterprise organizations. Okay, and they maintain few boxes like HP 3 par, HP 20 par, the different types of boxes they have. Okay, you can search over Google, multiple information available related to storage industry. Even VMware also maintain that. These are few top vendors I'm talking about. So these organizations having a profile called storage deployment engineering, where they actually work on the OS networking level, OS upgrade part. But I won't recommend you to go and research out that area because that is one another area. Okay, for you focus within storage industry also there is a DevOps guy job role. So your focus should be only on DevOps. As of now, for coming 5 years, you should be in only in the DevOps side, which we are seeing right now. That okay, this will be there in for coming 5 years. So 5 years should be more than enough for your upcoming tenure. Okay, even though you can research for many things, but yeah, for coming 5 years, this will be your target. Right?
Okay, okay.
Anything else, guys?
So in our this DevOps, hello.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Sir, in this course we will complete the Kubernetes also, or and
Yeah,
Terraform. What are the next
we
steps?
will we will be going to discuss about Terraform also. Okay, that Terraform will be there. Sorry, we will going to discuss about Kubernetes. Terraform is not there. That is the advanced course. That is a different one, which you having a different course at all. But as part of this one, there are the last topics will be your which is pending. It is Jenkins, then your Ansible and Kubernetes. That all things is pending from your front. The advanced topic is not going to be covered in this one. For this one, you have to check from your organization. Like from there, you need to get some more information about this thing. All right. So Terraform is not there as part of this curriculum.
Okay, I thought Terraform is there. That's why.
No, Kubernetes is there. Kubernetes is there. So
Okay.
Kubernetes we are going to discuss completely in this one. Okay.
Okay.
So just one more thing. This video will publish after some time. Okay. So please drop your comments over there. Put your informations. Put your and like how you feel. And that kind of information you can put it over there. Okay. And please be active. It is very important to be active in this mind and this job. Once you are going to get a good package, we also feel good. Because I have seen from this batches that multiple students are hell eligible. I don't want to dictate the name, but I have noticed they can able to crack it. People from experience also, I know they can able to go for a big particular package. This which I'm like having a gut feel. Okay, so please do the best. Okay, any further question, guys, apart from this one?
No, sir.
Fine. Okay, then. Thank you so much. Wish you all a happy new year. Okay, and hope this year
Thank
brings
you so much.
hope this year brings a lot of happiness for you all family. All your dreams will complete this year, and everything you can achieve it. That is my wishes from my side. Hope our journey keep touching again and again. And anytime you have any queries, anything personal, professional, you can reach out to me. We can discuss upfront, not an issue. Okay.
Okay, sure, sure. Happy New Year once again.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you
you
so
soon.
much, sir.